It is indeed a pleasure and a privilege to introduce to you this evening an icon of the Australian television industry, a legendary producer and entrepreneur, a truly self-made man. Beginning his working life at David Jones on £1 a week, this year's recipient of the AFI Raymond Longford Award started his show business career reporting on pig and cattle sales for country radio. In 1947, he struck gold, landing a job on Sydney radio station 2SM. Always inventive, it wasn't long before he talked management and led him to go to South Africa, where he became the first Australian ever to call a world title boxing match as Jimmy Carruthers became the world champion over Vic Toweel. The rest, as they say, is history. This year's AFI Raymond Longford Award recipient, Dr. Grundy, finessed that radio job into a career as a top sports commentator before going on to invent a quiz show called Wheel of Fortune. That was the beginning of an epic journey that saw him become the most prolific producer in the history of television worldwide. Indeed, he has the Midas touch. It is a journey that has been strewn and shared with his beautiful wife of almost 40 years, Joy Chambers, the love of his life. Before long, Reg was making 156 half-hour and 23 one-hour shows every month. 23 Grundy programs were running on 41 of the 48 television stations across the country. At this point, Reg hadn't even started making drama. Let's take a look at some of the iconic shows and characters that we've grown to love and love to hate.
And now here's Mr. Fortune himself, Reg Grundy.
Class of 74 was the first teenage drama serial in the world.
Take us all up to the shack in the Land Rover.
When Prisoner was sold to TV station KTLA in Los Angeles, Reg became an overnight success after just 10 years, and the networks in America began to take him seriously. In the early 1980s, Reg sold our local Australian production of Neighbours to the BBC.
Tonight on Australia's biggest bargain sale.
When Reg sold Sale of the Century to NBC, he followed it with others and became the first Australian to have shows running 5 days a week on an American network.
Dick went down this big hill, you see.
Dick down.
Dick...
Ultimately, Grundy Worldwide was responsible for over 160 different television series around the globe, creating all forms of television, from drama series, game and quiz shows, to miniseries, and yes, feature films. Reg Grundy coined the phrase parochial internationalism. His philosophy was that to be global, you also had to be local in your business. And history has proved it was a groundbreaking concept. I suddenly look a lot better right now, because joining me on stage, please welcome the board member of Grundy Worldwide, the noted author and celebrated actress, Joy Chambers Grundy. Look good.
Thank you, everyone. Reg deeply believed that there were common links joining people around the world, that all people have similar needs, desires and emotions. His personal slogan, Uniting Nations Through Entertainment, was carried on banners at all international television markets, and an Australian television presence emerged throughout the world. Reg has now had the pleasure of seeing many producers follow in his footsteps, and he has finally put this all down in his autobiography, Reg Grundy by Reg Grundy, a record of his 50 years in radio and television. Well, that's the legend. The man himself is a broadcaster, a producer, an entrepreneur, a philanthropist, an author, and a wildlife photographer. Ladies and gentlemen, the man I have spent most of my life beside. I'm getting emotional now. Our AFI Raymond Longford Award winner for 2010, my husband, Reg Grundy.
You really don't know much about me. I've been a sort of a secret messenger for about 40 years. But the one thing I must tell you is, do not do that again, because it makes me cry. Actually, I don't cry at what you say. I'm very moved by what I say. That's true. I got to laugh. I think I'll get off right now. It's wonderful to be here. I should be reading this, shouldn't I? Thanks to my darling Joy and to my dear friend Alan. Well, there it is, up there, look. But where are the others? Now, this is a serious bit. Where are the others, the Australians who worked on all those Grundy shows and those who went with me to try to conquer the world? They're marvellous people. If only they could have been here tonight, I really mean that, because I was no one-man band. And if this wonderful award had been a cake, I think I would have cut it up and sent a piece to all of them. Congratulations to those who won awards tonight and those who will receive them. And even if you didn't win one, you're part of the business of entertaining people. See, I always cry. I always cry. You can say what you like. I won't cry at what you say, but I love the hell out of when I say those wonderful things. I'm going to read from here again. Is that okay? Don't tell anybody, will you? To the others, I have a saying which I have lived and by for a long time. I used to go fights, a long time, long before a lot of you people were born. And it was called, keep throwing punches, you're bound to hit something. And I think it's right. If you keep throwing punches, you are bound to hit something and you will succeed. So failure is just a passing fancy, because the time comes when it's your turn. And that's what will happen to each and every one of you here as that time goes by. I've been very lucky, I'm reading from here again now, enough to hit a few targets that have brought me to this extraordinary evening. Oh, wait, I'm not finished, excuse me. Yes, I'm honoured to be here, and I thank the Australian film industry and all of you and those at home watching on the Nine Network, the viewers whom none of us in this business can do without. I'm finished. Thank you.